The perception of the sport is that it's a northern sport.
I think he's a solid player. I think he's highly reliable. I think he's an absolute strike weapon, a great contender.
I wonder if he's our next England halfback. I kind of felt like he proved that it probably is at the weekend.
Welcome to the Rugby League Outsider Set of 6, our weekly news show where we share the good, the great and the noteworthy of Rugby League from outside the heartlands.
This episode, as always, is sponsored by Pavida Teamwear and yourclubstash.co.uk. Now, it's getting to the summer, so if you want customised sliders for your team, check out yourclubstash.co.uk.
Is this where we're at now?
This is where we're at now. This is where we're at.
Talking about sliders.
What's your thoughts on sliders?
No, I don't mind sliders. I hate socks and sliders. I think it's coming from football, right? And lots of other sports have adopted it, and it drives me mental.
You're proper grumpy, man.
You are. I hate socks and sliders.
Right.
So tell me, what is the benefit of having socks on with sliders? If you need socks, you need to protect your feet, right? Put some closed-toe shoes on, right?
It's easy, mate. It's just,
How is it easy?
It's just an easy option. It is.
Laziness.
Your feet are killing you after a game of rugby. Just throw your sliders on.
You don't play rugby anymore. What's your excuse?
Well, what's worse than socks and sliders, though?
Crocs and sliders.
Crocs and
socks. Crocs and socks.
If there's anybody out there who's got a photograph of a rugby league player wearing Crocs and socks, send them in.
Is that a loaded question?
That's a loaded question, is that?
Yeah, we know there's a few out there. Right, let's get into it, Carl. We've got 6 interesting news stories, as we always have. We finish off with a bit of a talking point in regards to the financial state of Super League in Tackle 6. So stay with us all the way to the end. I want to kick off, though, and we've got to mention the passing of Rugby League royalty John Kear recently.
Yeah, really sad news that's dropped this morning. Just to turn my computer on, a bit of a shock. John Kear's passed away. Absolute legend of the game in the UK. I think you struggle to find anybody who had a bad word to say about John Kear.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about like the initial reaction. So I was literally, like many thousands of people, listening to him on the BBC at the weekend.
Yeah,
and then to read that he's sadly passed away was a real shock. What makes it worse is obviously we've had dealings with John Kear in the past, and he's always been incredibly friendly, incredibly approachable. Any interview that we've asked, it's not been any problem.
Yeah.
He was just a hell of a bloke, and a real sad miss. And obviously has so much pedigree in the sport.
Yeah, and I think because he's worked over so many clubs as well. He's got that connection with so many fans, and that's why I said at the opening line that you find anybody who have a bad word to say about him, because everywhere he's gone, the fans have really embraced him. He's become one of their people. From Castleford to Wakefield to Hull to Bradford to a stint at Wigan, Batley. He's been all over the place, hasn't he? He's a proper legend of the game.
Plus 3 international teams as well.
3 international teams. Yeah. I didn't realise he'd coached France actually.
Yeah.
So France. Wales, and obviously was involved with the England setup as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Should we go for a few of his highlights?
Yeah.
There's only one place to start, isn't there? 1998 Challenge Cup, Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah. From nowhere.
Knocking over Wigan. It was probably everybody's favourite Challenge Cup game, for certainly in my time anyway.
Yeah, and he sort of forged the name of being a bit of a giant killer, being able to take a club and turn it around. It wasn't the only time he did it. He then went on, didn't he, and did a similar thing at Hull FC.
Yeah, Hull FC beat Leeds 2005, I think it was, at the Hull FC. Yeah, totally unexpected. I think they were a point in that game. And yeah, he created this bit of a name for himself. He only missed a Challenge Cup, they called him at one point, didn't they? Because wherever he went, no matter what team he was with, even if they were a struggling side, it's like, actually... John Kear's in charge here. Anything could happen in this Challenge Cup game.
Exactly, and he seemed to be drawn to those struggling sides. And he'd go in and take it upon himself. Clear, he had a great rugby brain, obviously. And
it's that underdog mentality. I mean, that giant killing reputation came back when he was at Bradford as well, wasn't it? It was, I think it was 2019. Bradford were in the Championship, obviously Leeds Super League side. They got drawn against each other in the Cup, and Bradford went on to win it in a Championship side, knocking one of the big boys of the Super League out. And so he got that reputation back at that point as well. But it's incredible at the teams he's been at.
Yeah, so our thoughts and wishes goes out to the whole of John's family and all his close friends and colleagues from throughout the game and further afield. Will be a sad miss.
Yeah, it will be missed. And do you know what? It was quite difficult. He did such a great job on the comms at the weekend as well. Thought it was a breath of fresh air. Just such a knowledgeable bloke. And he knew how to get the best of it out of the team. He's going to be. What do you think he's going to be remembered for, really?
Yeah, I think the Sheffield game was huge. You know, they literally came from nowhere, and it was pivotal because it was a point in like early in Super League, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and therefore it was like, wait a minute, this game is different now. So, you know, I think that'll be. What about you?
I think he'll be remembered. He was always the guy. Whenever there was a team struggling, they just lost the coach or bottom end at table and weren't performing as they should have done. I think John Kear was always the guy for like, you wanted somebody to come in, steady the ship. I think John Kear was your guy. I think he did that a number of times. He got Wakey safe the year that Castleford got relegated. I think Wakey won 4 of the last 6 games that season. Wakey they were down and out in that season. Came in, rescued Wakey, like I say, won 4 of the last 6. Ended up relegating his beloved Castleford Tigers last game of the season, I think it was. He did the same at Bradford when Bradford had gone through all the financial troubles and they ended up back down in League One. It's like, who's the guy you call on? It's John Kear, innit? Did the same again. He steadied the ship, got them out of the League One back into the Championship. He did a great job at Batley. Really overperformed with that Batley side that he had, and many more. There's, he's coached for so many teams, but yeah, I think he's the guy who you want to come and steady ship, and that's what he did over and over again, and then throw in a bit of Challenge Cup magic every now and then.
Yeah, definitely. One of my most memorable moments is in leading Hull FC out to a final.
Yeah,
that kind of sticks in my mind. Before we move on to tackle 2, just mentioning the Predictor League. Then obviously, all our predictions is in partnership with the Super League online game. I'm going to talk a little bit about the standings at the minute, and then we'll talk about it more in our prediction show, which you can find on the channel. So, New leader on the top of the table, Nathan Sawyers, 288 points, smashing it at the top there. Never mind my points.
Where am I?
I don't know, man. I didn't even look where are you now?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, don't. I generally didn't look. All York let me down in the last round.
Yeah.
I had York to beat Catalan, and I didn't have. I am sliding. I need to get back up that tick because one of us has got to have a reputation to know what we're talking about. Come on,
mate. We've both got reputations. Don't you worry about that. Right. Okay. So, like I said, you can check out our prediction show on the channel as well, where we'll dig into that and more. Right. Moving on to tackle 2 then, and of course we've got to talk about the Challenge Cup final and also the underlying attendance debacle. And debacle, is that a strong word? Too strong word? I mean, so it's the worst in what, 8 years?
Longer, 8 was terrible. Yeah, it was really bad attendance. Let's focus on the positives first of all.
Yeah,
Wigan, they were
unplayable.
brilliant, absolutely unplayable. I don't know what Hull KR could do to beat that Wigan side on the day, and we've spoke about this, haven't we, before, that we've seen Wigan go through bad patches, and it happens every season. It's happened for the last couple of seasons. But when it kind of matters, you've got to fear Wigan, and I felt like that was one of Wigan's best performances.
Across the board, in all aspects of the game, they outclassed Hull KR.
Yes,
who are no slouch of a side, are they?
No.
I mean, I know, yes, they had a couple. Dean Hadley was off straight away. He was set to play big minutes. In fact, I think the whole of the game. That meant that some of the other forwards had to play a lot more big minutes, and they didn't have the changeovers that they needed. Dean Hadley is massive to him, but I don't think he'd have made that much of a difference. It definitely, kind of broke him up a little bit. And then obviously, Mikey Lewis picked up a bit of a knock as well.
Yeah.
A bit of an injury. that plagued him throughout the game.
It was pretty ineffective, really, wasn't it?
But there was other players as well, which normally step up in these big games. They were almost absent. Tyrone May, or there were a couple of...
it didn't do much.
It didn't do much. There were a couple of moments of greatness, but not anywhere near as much as there is in the past. And Jez Litton, he was quiet by his own terms. Now, whether Wigan completely nullified those players, or they were just having to pick up so much because of the early injuries, or I don't know what it is. I think some of the Wigan players had a bit of a break, didn't they, the week before?
Some. I can't say that. None of them played.
Well, they did. Some of them played, but
Matty Peake did put out his strongest side the week before. Let's just leave it at that. But no, talking about that though, now when you look back at that, it was just a masterstroke, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, there were a couple of masterstrokes from Matty Peake. One is that, like, he knew that French could be ready for this weekend.
Yeah.
But he sort of did a bit of smoke and mirrors and said, look, he's going to be 14, 15, 16 weeks. And he said in the interview afterwards that was because he was, he knew people would be asking questions all the time about when Bevan French was going to be back. They just wrote him off for 16 weeks.
Well, I saw the photographs of the captain's run. I saw Bevan French there, and straight away I messaged you, went, Bevan French might be playing. This is different here. And it's those little stories that I thought he played the press really well.
That said, Bevan French wasn't the game
he wasn't.
changer.
No, he wasn't.
I know he come on and scored within a couple of minutes, but he wasn't the game changer. His actual young apprentice protege, picked up the Landstrad Trophy. And by the way, I think he was completely, deserved it. I think 100% deserved that. He was phenomenal.
Well, we've been talking about Farriman, haven't we, for weeks now, and he's been getting better and better. And I keep saying to you, I wonder if he's international. I wonder if he's our next England halfback. I kind of felt like he proved that he probably is at the weekend. Whether that's going to be too early for the World Cup that's coming, but I certainly see he's got a big future ahead of him.
Obviously, we know that Mikey Lewis is a class act.
Yeah.
Right. Do you see something else in Farriman that you don't get from Mikey Lewis and vice versa? Well, because what I'm saying is I think Harry Smith is almost nailed, like he's nailed on to be predominantly, the consistent kicker, the organiser, the organiser, he's done it. I might be a little bit off. And therefore we've got room then for Michael Lewis, a Farriman. George Williams is out. We know George Williams is out. So, what I'm saying is weighing up Farriman against Michael Lewis. What are you saying?
It's crazy, isn't it, that we're talking about that, but we're talking about it, and one just come out with a Landstrad Trophy. So, he's got a lot of what Mikey Lewis has got. He's got that. He's got that step. He's got the speed. Yeah, he can attack the line. He likes to attack the line, and you need a halfback like that playing for England. Someone's going to go at the line. His kicking game's strong. The one area I did always question him was I always thought he was a little bit weak in defence. But I tell you what, he's got better and better this season. And at the final, I thought his defence was absolutely solid, putting some real big shots actually. So
as he did a couple of weeks before.
I mean, if we've got young players who are absolutely smashing it, I don't think we hold them back for a World Cup or an international shirt. I think they go in that squad.
There is an argument.
I think you got to take that risk.
Yeah, but there is an argument that you could almost blood them internationally too early.
That might be an argument for you, but it's not for me.
Right?
No, I think if they're smashing it in the Super League, you give them that shot. You're like, why do you hold them back?
Yeah,
throw them in. Well, we're at a point with England, mate. We've got to roll the dice.
Yeah,
we have got to roll the dice. Look at what we did in the Ashes series. We went back to what had kind of worked before with the old credits in the bank and all the rest of it. That saying's going to haunt Sean Wayne for the rest of his life. I'm sure it is. And it didn't work, did it? So yeah, we've got to risk some young stars. By the way, I'm talking on one of our few further tackles in this show. I'm going to be looking at the full-back position for England. Uncapped players, so stay around for that. And there's a few good options coming through, mate.
Let me throw some names at you. You tell me which one, based on what we saw at the weekend, or the last few weeks. Connor or Farriman?
Connor.
Well, you just all right. Okay, next one: Truman or Farrimond?
Farrimond.
Michael Lewis or Farrimond?
Oh.
Tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, tough one, that. I'm going to refrain from answering that one.
Why?
Because I can't decide.
All right. Okay. But I mean, it's clear what your thoughts on there. You obviously rate him,
Yeah, I do rate him incredibly highly. And I saw that in him at the back end of last season, and I think he's only got better and better this year. And I think that that win at the Challenge Cup is going to be a pivotal moment in his career. I think everyone's going to look at him completely different from this point onwards. Right. But by the way,
yeah,
and you were talking about Matty Pete,
yeah,
and how he's played the press and all the rest of it. This takes me back to a couple of weeks ago now, where he dropped the comment about St. Helens not backing their youth and all the rest of it. It looks like an even smarter comment now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looking what his youngsters have just done in the final. And in a way, it was like his way of... I know everybody took it as a dig at St. Helens, which it was a dig at St. Helens, let's not sugarcoat it. But it was a way of like publicly backing his own players, in my opinion. I just thought it was a smart move. I thought it's a really smart move from him.
Yeah, definitely was.
More of it, please.
Yeah. In terms of like other positives from the game, like we said, Wigan dominated across the board. It just didn't give them an inch. I thought Harry Smith was brilliant, although sloppy earlier on in defence, a high tackle, and and a couple of other disciplinary infringements as well. The major talking point, obviously being the Sam Walters stroke Junior Nsemba tackle.
Yeah, it was bad on that.
On Bill Leyland.
It was bad on that.
That's shocking.
Yeah,
shocking. I don't know what was going on there.
The thing is, at the time of recording, we never know what the result of the disciplinary is doing, but
we know Sam Walters got a red.
There's a ban coming there.
Yeah. Well, Sam Walters got a red.
Yeah.
I believe that the disciplinary will have a look at Junior Nsemba as well for his part to play in that.
Yeah, he was heavily involved in that. He was controlling that tackle more than Walters was, in my opinion.
And the only fortunate thing to come out of that Bill Leyland, like after a bit of a fracas,
it was all right,
he got up, sort of shook himself off, and dusted himself down, and he was okay. But that could have been terrible. That without wanting to kind of throw more fuel on the fire and all that for Sam Walters and Junior. That was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I just want to give a bit of a shout out to Junior though. I thought he was. There's a new level of aggressiveness to his game at the moment. And okay, take that tackle out of it. But he's playing.
He's putting himself about, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing so well at the moment, and this is the Junior that broke through a couple of years ago that we were all super excited about. He's got everything he needs. I always felt like we were just lacking that bit of aggression, and he seems to have that now. And I think we're getting a great season out of Junior this year.
Yeah, agreed. So let's talk about the attendance then. So like we said, this is the worst attendance for a considerable amount of time. 5,000 down on last year.
Yeah.
So, which is massive. To lose 5,000 spectators for a game like this is...
yeah, it is massive. And when you take into consideration the two teams that were actually in the final, Wigan, one of the best supported sides, Hull KR now one of the not the best supported side, but the one, certainly there are been our trailblazer, aren't there, for the last couple of seasons, clearing up all the trophies. Probably did expect a bit more from them. But... I think there's another point here. I don't think you really knock the two sides that were there. I think neutral fans aren't choosing to go to Wembley anymore. I don't think it's the clubs themselves that are in the final. They all want their day out at Wembley. It's a great day. It always has been if you're in that final. But it doesn't appear to be attracting the neutrals anymore. That's the issue I see at the moment.
Well, we're basing this obviously on this year, aren't we? And we only get it once a year, so we've only got one day. No,
I'm not basing it just on this year. I'm basing it on what I've seen for probably over 10 years. I don't think that the neutrals are doing the Wembley trip like they used to do. It's not as high up the priority ladder anymore.
Well, we can hazard a guess to what that is, can't we? Having been to Wembley and kind of taken in the environment there, and also all the experience there, plus the international last year, like it does feel like like it's dampened down a bit in Wembley, doesn't it? The experience.
Wembley's too big, isn't it? Let's be honest. Wembley is too big. It's massive.
It is big, but I'm not sure. Like, you just feel so detached from the pitch as well. You know, you can have big stadiums where you still feel close enough to the, you know, to the game. Wembley just seem a bit far out.
Right. Well, here's another point. Then we've got Magic Weekend coming up. Record ticket sales. It's going to be the biggest Magic Weekend we've ever
all
had.
Teams are playing.
Yeah. So.
What do you mean? So
what?
You only had 2 teams playing.
But my point is that all
the 2 teams that, all right, they've got massive fans, but there's a lot of people hate Wigan, a lot of people hate Kear.
Yeah, my point is that like the Challenge Cup used to be a pilgrimage for all fans.
Correct.
At the middle of the season, wherever it was, neutral fans used to flock to Wembley for the Challenge Cup final. My point is they're not doing that anymore. There's only so many events that fans can afford to go to each year, and I think Challenge Cup final or Magic Weekend, I think the landscape's changed, and I think people prefer to go to Magic Weekend now.
Yeah,
it's better value for money. It's closer for people. Yeah, there's only so much fans can do.
Okay, so yeah, 56,000, just over 56,000, nearly 56,500 reported at the weekend.
What are you going to do with it? And
this is what
you've reported on the. But come on, I want to hear your ideas. What you're going to do with the Challenge Cup final?
I think you relocate it to somewhere that's a bit more attractive than.
Don't say up north.
Well, what do you want me to say then?
I'm just saying, don't say up north.
Continue down south. What about Tottenham Stadium?
There you go. There's a good answer. That's what I was waiting for you to say.
No, you weren't.
I was. That would be my idea.
The trouble is, do you think that then, like Wembley's got a huge tradition in rugby league, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I remember like one of my earliest memories in rugby league was going to Wembley to watch Halifax at Wembley.
Yeah.
Right. So and Wembley is synonymous with rugby league, with the Challenge Cup. If you move it to Tottenham, do you lose that? Like, it's not the same thing, is it?
No, it's not the same thing. Yeah,
so I don't know if you keep it down south.
It's romantic, isn't it, going to Wembley? There's that romantic idea.
Well, clearly it was. If we're basing it on the fact that the attendances are down, it was romantic.
Yeah.
Like, it's not now, is it?
No. I tell you what, here's an idea. See what you think of this one.
Try this one on.
Play the Challenge Cup every 4 years.
Nah.
Why not?
Well, then what do you do?
Why not? Why? Do you know what you've always said? Like, we need new ideas with rugby league. We need new, like, we do this, and then I'm giving you an idea, and you go, "Oh no, let's just stick with tradition."
No, that's not what I'm saying. What? You can't. You're not going to grow the game by having less games, less competitions, because something had come along to replace it.
It already has. I've just told you that Magic Weekend has come along and replaced it.
Well, maybe you could do.
That's kicked the hell out of the Challenge Cup.
What about if you had a Magic Weekend North and a Magic Weekend South?
Come on, what fucking hell you're on about?
What do you mean?
Why would you do that?
Because you were saying it's all the points you said, better value for money, you're getting more games in, yeah. So, you know, I've 2 of them. Or what
do you do with Challenge Cup? You're just binning it off.
You said bin it for 4 years. You bin it and have it every 4 years.
Yeah, I would have it every 4 years.
Weird. Get in the comments. Tell Carl.
Do you know what though? and I don't want to knock the sport and all this shit. The Challenge Cup isn't promoted like Super League's promoted.
No.
And you know what? Neutral fans, I would say, would struggle to even follow the Challenge Cup these days. Reasons being, right, the draw, we never know when it is. It could be on Radio Manchester, or it could be held at the sports governing body's office and it's not televised, or there might be one game where it's after one of the quarterfinals or something. You just don't know when the draw is.
Well, sometimes the draw is before the games have been played.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's something else. The games, you can't really follow them. If you're a neutral fan, you can't really follow the Challenge Cup.
There's blowout scores at the start, isn't there?
There'll be games on the red button with amateur clubs. Any neutral fan ain't seeing them. And then you might...
Tucked away on YouTube somewhere that you can't...
Yeah, and then there'll be like one quarter final might not even get televised, and then there might be a couple on a red button. It's just a mess, really. It used to be, Challenge Cup used to be like, right, prime time, Saturday afternoon at 2:00 on Grandstand or whatever it was, Des Lynam, and you knew where it was.
I don't think Des Lynam reported on.
Oh, well, you come on. He didn't do Grandstand, did he?
He might have done, yeah. He might have done. I don't know.
You knew where it was.
Yeah.
It was Saturday afternoon.
But you knew where everything was, didn't you? We had like 3 or 4 channels. Well,
yeah,
4,
we did, to be fair.
5 channels. We had 5 channels.
Yeah, to be fair. But my point is, it is a difficult competition to follow for a neutral fan. And I don't think you're attracting new fans with the television schedule that we currently have.
Right, let's boil it down. Really simple. Keep it or ditch it.
I think the world's changed. I think you keep it. I'd run it every 4 years, and like there's new things coming to the sport. Magic Weekend is massive.
And then the question of Wembley, too big, move away.
Maybe if you held it every 4 years, it would the trophy would have a bit more weight to it, and you'd get more fans going.
I think so.
I'm happy for people to tell me I'm wrong in comments. Just get amongst it. Come on, let's hear your ideas. What do we do with Challenge Cup?
Right, okay, so this, the closest or the worst attendance was Catalan versus Warrington in 2018, judging by this little list. Then
Catalan weren't going to bring thousands over, were they?
The best being 2010 Leeds versus Warrington, 85.2 thousand.
85,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Compared to 0.4 thousand this year. Big difference, that.
Yeah, worrying.
Where the hell are you finding another like 30,000 fans? Like, so it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a lot.
But there's a lot. Rugby league fans have got to pay for a lot these days. Going to Vegas ain't cheap, mate. Got to save some money somewhere.
Well, we're going to talk a bit about the financial state of Super League in our Williams Weekly. Tackle 6, the end of the show. We're going to talk like we had someone compare Rugby League to League 2 football. So we're going to dive into that a little bit. So stay with us. Moving on then. Tackle number 3, and we've got a couple of new shirts that we want to reveal and talk about, and obviously do the Rugby League Outsiders rating, starting off with Leeds.
Yeah, so we've got 2 shirts to look at. Rhino's MND shirt.
Yeah.
Lee Leopard's Magic Weekend shirt. Now, we know what we're going to get from Lee. Something mental, right? So let's start with a Rhino shirt. So
Leopard print, mental.
Leopard print, mental. Yeah, Leeds. Right, here we go. First shirt then, Leeds Rhinos, Threads of Glory. This is the MND shirt for 2026. Going to be worn on the MND round against Hull KR, I believe that game's going to be against. Light blue, what do you think of that then?
I like it.
Oh, I like it. Cause I like Leeds and I like light blue. Go on, say it.
This has been on my radar for a few weeks now. Right, since they kind of released it. I really like it. I think in terms, especially because we've had such brilliant weather, this is an absolute summer banger, in my opinion.
Summer banger?
Like, this is like,
I couldn't really...
on a Friday afternoon in the beer garden, you throw your Leeds MND shirt on.
Flowery shirt on.
100%. Don't you talk about flowery shirts after our weekend at the festival. I really like it. I love the... I love the layout of it. I think the colours really complement. I think it's far enough away from a Leeds shirt to be something different, as it should be for a charity shirt.
Yeah, true.
But the same token, I think it's. Well, I think it's just
do you know what the pattern is on it?
All flowers and stuff.
Well, it's a cornflower, mate. So it's just cornflowers become like the
emblem, the symbol.
Yeah, of MND. So it's fragile by appearance, but hardy by nature. That's why they've gone for the cornflower, and it's pretty. I like the sentiment behind that. Do I like it? I don't know. I like what it stands for, and it's a great. It's £10 of every shirt goes towards Leeds Hospitals charities, by the way, which is it's great. I think Rhinos have raised. I think it's £250,000.
Yeah.
They've raised on MND shirts alone. And what I like about the Rhinos MND shirts is that you actually see fans of all clubs actually buying them. I've seen loads of fans from different clubs walking around with a Leeds shirt. You would have never imagined that, would you, years ago?
I'll go a step further. I mean, what we talk about is the Rob Burr effect, isn't we?
Yeah.
You know, God rest his soul, where all of a sudden the bridge between other clubs and Leeds was bridged. How many times did I say bridged by Rob Burr and the flight that he went through?
Rivalries between rugby league clubs just means nothing, does it, compared to the struggles that people have gone through? So,
just to carry on from that. So our mate, who's a staunch Wigan fan, he will openly say now his second team is Leeds.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Which is crackers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, would you be saying that? Would you say that?
Probably not.
Exactly. But there's a lot of fans like that, you know, and that's why you'll see people wearing an MND shirt from a different club. So
anyway, take sentiment out of it.
Yep.
Rate that shirt out of 10. Rugby League Outsiders rating out of 10.
8.8.
8.8.
Yeah, it's not as good as I don't like it as much as I love either the Wakey light blue shirt or the Toulouse shirt. But I do like it, and I would wear it.
It's very balanced. I like the fact that even the Rhinos badge doesn't stand out. I think that's quite a nice touch.
Yeah,
it's got the Leeds Building Society logo on there, which is pretty big, but it doesn't slap you in the face. So I've just kept it all white. I think it's pretty well designed. It's not quite my cup of tea, you know.
Can I just throw like where it may contrast? What if Hull KR wear the LCD inspired shirt that they wore at the weekend? So you when they play this game,
LCD versus the flower shirt.
Yeah, could be a bit of a clash. That in terms of a plain shirt, I mean, it doesn't really scream plain shirt, does it?
No, not at all. But I don't think that's what.
That's not the idea.
They've marketed it at that.
No.
I'll give it. I'm going to give it a 7. It's all right. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, that. Terrible. Okay, right, next one then. So the next shirt we're going to look at is the Lee. Yeah,
we've got the promo for this, and our mate Terry at the Leopards designed this promo. So let's give him a shout out. Here it is. Bosh. So there you go, there's a promo. Here's the shirt. Now, interestingly, right, Magic Week, this is for Magic Weekend, as you've just seen the promo video, all shot at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, which I think he absolutely loved doing, by the way, as a massive Liverpool fan. But it's interesting, they've gone with, it's got red and blue on it, so both clubs from Liverpool represented in the leopard shirt.
Is that by design?
I think so. Smart move, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like, you know, the black currant and raspberry sweets. That's what it kind of looks like to me. That's what it screams to me.
Yeah.
Obviously made by De Boer.
Yeah, I mean, Leah, you know, they're never short of a bit of... they want to get people talking, don't they, when they release a shirt, and I think they've done that. I think it's actually pretty cool, to be honest with you.
It's very salamander or poison arrow frog, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, which I quite like. I quite like. So, do you know what lets me down a little bit? And you can't get away from this commercial. Is the number of sponsors on the chest?
I was going to say that
left and right of the chest.
They're all over it, aren't they?
Yeah, you've got 3 sponsors there, plus the emblem of the team.
We've got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 sponsors on front, plus the kit manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's overloaded with.
Yeah, it's just a bit overloaded.
But it pays the bills, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Oh yeah, no, you can't knock it. But I think they could have been. They do look a little bit stuck on. They don't seem to be incorporated into the shirt like the Jet 2 logo has.
Yeah, the Jet 2 logo looks good there, doesn't it? Sat in the centre.
I mean, it's radical. It's different radical.
Yeah. I'm quite on board with it, to be honest. I've absolutely hated some of the Lee Leopard shirts.
Yeah, jeez.
But there's been a couple the
stealth leopard.
The green one I quite liked. This ain't bad. I think it works as a rugby shirt as well.
Yeah. I'm going for 8, and what lets it down for me is the layout of the sponsors. Do you know what? I don't know about the Deboard Dragonfly as well. I don't know what I feel about it. So anyway, what about you?
I quite like it. I think it's I agree with you. I quite like the design. I think they've incorporated it quite well. I do agree with you. I think the sponsors are a little bit slapping you in the face, but like I say, it pays the bills, so fair enough. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a pretty solid shirt, that, to be fair.
Nice. Definitely, for me, more of a match shirt than the Leeds M&D shirt. So.
I think it'll look good. I think it'll look good on pitch, actually, when they're playing in that.
Yeah, agreed. Right, moving on then, tackle 4 and the viewers' mailbag, sponsored by Try Tag Rugby. By the way, massive festival season coming up for Try Tag Rugby. We're going to be down in the nation's capital in a couple of weeks to take in that festival to cover that. Are you looking forward to this, Cal? I
am looking forward to it, yeah. As we just covered a festival last weekend, to be at a rugby festival in a couple of weeks. I can't wait. So we're going to be at Tagfest in London, and I'm going to be taking it all in. I'm going to get me a special shirt made. And
of course you are. Right, okay, picked out a couple of questions, a couple of comments, as I always do. First one being from Dave Caffrey, old Davo. Just heard you mention the narrow pitch at Bulls. Surely we need some pitch size consistency. Don't think it needs to be as precise as American football, but surely as a part of IMG validation, the pitch requirement should come into it. A quite tight limit should be set on width, length, and in goal area. Maybe a maximum variation of 1.5 metres. What do you think? Now, we've actually seen RFL, what would you call them? Officials, wasn't it? Measuring a pitch to make sure that it kind of fits within the requirements. So it does go on. It does go on.
No, they do exist. As my very, very short time at the Hurricanes, when they took a game on the road to Derby, we had to make sure the pitch dimensions were correct and it had the right markings on the pitch and we're using the right paint and all sorts. So yeah, these laws, they're all there, mate. However, I do think, I'm not sure this season, Bradford did have a bit of a dispensation for the size of the pitch.
So does that affect their IMG scoring?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
I don't know, mate. I'm not in charge of IMG, am I?
No, but this is the point that I think Dave's making. It's like, surely, like Bradford should get a couple of points or half a point or whatever knocked off because they're
or should they not even be allowed in the league if the pitch isn't the right size?
That's it. Well, this is the thing. Well, I wouldn't like to see a Super League without Bradford this year. I think they brought something
definitely
new.
Added some value on it.
Yeah. So that would be a shame based on it's like geographical limitations, isn't it? Only recently have they got rid of the stock car racing.
Yep.
Which was the main thing in.
Yeah, you cheeky bastard. The pitch is being made bigger next year though. Yeah. Which we know they've already made that announcement. So I don't know. It's one of them, innit?
But isn't this part of the character of rugby league, though?
Yeah,
I remember playing games on the hill. My school pitch, right?
Batley's still on a hill. Batley's still on a hill. He's in the championship.
Yeah. So is this just part of the?
I don't know.
Part of the character.
I think you've got to have minimum standards, haven't you?
Yeah.
But I do think they've.
No, but it's not a bad pitch at Bradford.
It's not. It's just narrow. Yeah. It's just narrow. But you do get a different type of game on there. 100% you get a different type of game on there.
And that's what I mean. That's just part of the character there. And teams can prep for that. Whether they can pull it off on the day, well, that's that's for them to get around. But, you can prep for that smaller game.
Yeah, the thing is, it's the same for both teams, isn't it?
No. Bradford play on that week in, week out. How is it the same? Yeah, the pitch is the same, but they're
but then when they play away, go, oh, we're not used to playing on a big pitch. You know what I mean?
But then they're like,
it's not the same for both teams.
We've got more space.
Yeah.
So
I'd say
not less space.
I would say, look, it probably is a slight advantage. If
it's a massive advantage.
Yeah.
It's because you know it. You know not only have you got the crowd, right, your own bulk of your fans, but you play and train on that pitch week in, week out. So your kickers, they know just to take a couple of yards off the kick. They can't just welly it like they would at other clubs, perhaps. You know, so
It'd be interesting to know all the other teams, the size pitches at all the other grounds, wouldn't it? To be honest with you, and see how far out they all are.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think over all different grounds and see. Like Wigan seems like it's a full size. Saints does.
Well, they're all full size.
Warrington. Well, yeah. The easy way to tell it when you're looking at like the length is that the 20-meter area is always 20.
Yeah.
And the 10, the 40s are always the same from the halfway line. So it's the 30-meter line is the one you always need to pay attention to, because that can sometimes be really squashed in, depending on what ground you're.
There's another area, the pitch you're missing completely, and that's the in-goal area.
Yeah, true.
You know, they can be tiny. They can be really tiny.
Yeah, and
so if you've got a player who favours like a grubber kick through, that's going to affect it. And
we tend to have fairly small in-goal areas in rugby league, but actually, I think if you look at the laws, they can be quite big. But we don't go for it's a bit rugby union-ish, that having a massive in-goal area. We need to, in all honesty, actually for next week. Let's get the actual laws and have a look at the true size of the pitch dimensions and how big the in-goal area and stuff like that can be.
Yeah.
That's your homework for next week.
Right,
I've just set it for you.
Okay, moving on to the next comment then. Creative artist or creator. Basically, Wellesby for centre is a good shout. This is based on our comments about the St Helens spine the other week. You pulled up, you said, look, I don't really like Wellesby where he is. Maybe Tristan Saylor's doing a better job at fullback. We both kind of agreed on that. And it's like, well, where do you play Wellesby then? And you suggested centre. And you got a bit of support from that. He basically then went on to say he isn't a spine player. Now, I know some other media outlets are kind of calling for Wellesby to move on from Saints. Now, that seems a bit drastic to me because, like we've always said, you look at his stats other than tries scored, tackles made, they're huge. They're always up there.
Yeah.
You know, for the league, not just Saints. So, what's your kind of follow on from this?
I kind of agree with that comment. To be fair,
well,
I said it. You know, like, what do you want me to say? Like, do you want me to disagree with myself?
No. I mean, we've obviously had, we had another round of Super League, didn't we? Where
I'll tell you what, though, right? I'll tell you what. I watched the Cass Saints game, and Tristan Saylor was dreadful in defence in that game.
Really,
at fullback, yeah, really bad.
But weren't the whole of the Saints team bad that game?
Well, yeah. But, like, Saylor stood... I've been singing his praises all year about how well Tristan Saylor's been playing, but, yeah, his defence was really poor. And I did think, well, he probably wouldn't have got that from Wellesby. His defence is a bit stronger.
Well, Wellesby's got to be on the pitch to play well, and he picked up a card in that game, as did Jackson Hasty.
Yeah.
A couple of match ban in it.
Yeah.
Two match ban. So... yeah. Anyway, so that's the comment there. A bit of agreement for you, Carl. Must be nice, and instead of being called a muppet, like we always get week in, week out.
Cass fan won it last week. Called me a muppet. Yeah. No, he said a pair of muppets actually.
Yeah,
so
he said pair.
You were in there.
Muppets. Yeah. I know. I'm always in there. Right, moving on to Tackle 5. And Carl, we've started a little series here now where we're looking at uncapped players potentially breaking into the England squad. Now, it's all make-believe. It's all based on, the players that we've liked the look of and think have got a chance and nothing more than that. But I think it's an interesting talking point. Did we do wingers last time? I think we did wingers last time. You've picked out the fullbacks, and I'm really excited about this list because I think we've got a massive hole in England for fullbacks.
Well, we actually had a comment, didn't we, last week? Someone mentioned that AJ Brimson played in the Ashes basically because he said that we didn't have any other decent English fullbacks. And I was like, right, okay, let me have a look at who we've got this year. So I haven't included anybody who's played for England before. So I've picked out 4 players. They're all uncapped England players now.
Yeah.
Let's have a little conversation about them and let's see if we think they've got any chance of making the World Cup squad this year. And there's some good shouts here, mate. There's some talent here. Right. First person off the list, Jack Broadbent, Hull KR. What do you think?
I think he's a solid player. I think he's highly reliable. I think he's an absolute strike weapon, a great contender. My thing, though, is we compare...
Quadruple winning player as well. He played in the grand final. He played in the victory over Brisbane, did he? Yeah, I think he did.
Would he be Hull KR's starting fullback if Artemag was...
Ooh.
I don't know if he's international level. I don't even, and I'm basing all that on playing the Aussies. Right.
One thing I would say from him, he's played 11 games out of 12 this year.
Yeah.
He's only scored 3 tries. That's not very high for a fullback. I know you're playing on the back of like 2 halfbacks who play so well.
Though. He's so reliable under high ball.
And he's good in defence.
Yeah. So it depends where he fits, or where this player fits amongst the rest of the team, whether they want a try scorer, whether they want someone who's solid in defence, someone's great in the air.
Yeah.
So, he's a tool to be used. I just don't think he's our man.
He made 192 carries this year. The top player in Super League's doing 262. So he's up there. He's up there with carries. The one area lets him down a little bit. He's made 13 errors this year. That's quite on the high end of the error count. So I'll move on to the next player. Now, the next player, really exciting player for me. I've been shouting about it for a few years. Harry Robertson.
Yeah.
Great player. He's only scored 2 tries this year, though. He's not quite had the season that he had last year. Last year, I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, Paul Rowley's come in this year. He's not really give Harry Robertson that chance at fullback, which we've seen him play so well at. He's been stuck out in the centre or the wing, hasn't he, this year? So 2 tries. What do you reckon?
Not ready.
Not ready?
No. I don't think he's ready. And I'll say why, like at the minute, you could be fooled into comparing him to Jack Welsby, a current England fullback, right? Jack Welsby didn't perform very well in the Ashes. So let's compare him to Tedesco.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the wheels start to fall off a little bit.
Right.
So it may well be one of the best in our league, or it certainly is one of the best in our league right now. Whether we can just like draft him into the England team, I don't think I truly believe that we're really short of fullbacks. And I
thought at the start you went, we've got some great names on this list.
No,
I've just given you 2 and you've gone, nope.
Not ready.
Right, okay. Another one then, having a standout year. Very young lad though, Josh Doolis.
Right, I think he's closer.
Right, okay, here we go.
I think he's closer because I'm right in thinking he's 7 or 8 tries. He's scored more tries.
He's played 10 games and he's scored 8 tries. So he's right up there. He's Mr. Consistent, crossing the whitewash this year. You know you're going to get tries from him. I think he's having a great season.
I think he's rapid. I think he's robust. I think he's resilient. I think he's all the R's, right? And I think he's a better prospect based on how he's going this year than the other 2.
He's only made 9 errors as well this year. So he's one of the... He's right down that bottom end of the table for errors. So you're getting everything from him. Consistently playing. You're getting tries from him every week. He's got 7 assists as well to add on top of that 8 tries. Doesn't miss very many tackles. I mean, he's just a true indicator of how Warrington are going really this year, isn't he?
Yeah.
So you put him as a maybe.
He's definitely a maybe.
Right, okay. My last one then.
Yeah.
Now, I would never have said this at the start of the season. Ollie Asholbot.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned him to you before, haven't I? Ollie Asholbot. He's not that young, but he scored 9 tries.
Yeah.
9 tries.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant at Toulouse.
And not only has he been brilliant at Toulouse, he's been brilliant in a team that's at the bottom end of the table.
Yeah.
You take him out of that, whenever he don't play, Toulouse's chances of winning the game go down by about 50%, I reckon. Yeah. Do you think he's got a chance to push into the World Cup squad for this year?
Squad, yes.
Squad, right?
Squad, yes.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think just going like a little bit further, build on this story. I think Brian McDermott needs to put a call out to all Super League clubs to nurture English fullbacks. How that's done, how that looks, I don't know. But it's definitely an area of the squad, the team, that we need to develop. So
we haven't had a Sam Tompkins for a while, have we? Remember when Tompkins was like really on fire?
Maybe we have with Robertson. The potential's there. I just don't think. I think they need a couple of seasons under the belt. I think this World Cup is a little bit too early for him this year. I think if it was next year, they'd be in much better state.
So playing Old Guard then next year, is that what you're saying? Because I've just give you 5 options and you've gone, yeah, we're not playing any of them.
You don't give me out 5, you give me 4.
Oh yeah, give you 4. There's a dog here.
There's a fucking dog. What do you want?
Let me give you some more stats on Ollie Ashelbot.
Go on.
Played 12 games.
Yeah.
He's scored 9 tries. He's made 82 tackle breaks.
Yeah.
The top player in the league has made 89 tackle breaks. And a fullback's made 82.
Yeah.
He's right up there, mate. He has to be in the England squad for the World Cup.
Is there any uncapped players playing in different positions that could play fullback? That you can, off the top of your head. I know it's a big question off the top of your head.
Well, I've already given you one, haven't I? Harry Robertson's he hasn't been playing fullback this year, and he is a fullback.
Yeah, and I know he's kind of capped already. But Jake Connor, would you consider him at fullback?
No.
Just out and out, no.
Just out and out, no. He ain't got the pace. He's not the right player at international level to be playing fullback. He wouldn't offer you enough.
So we're hoping that AJ Brimson's fit then. You know what I mean? Anyway, so the question is, do we think that they are, I think they've all got incredible potential, and I think over the next few years they will either cement the place in the England squad or they'll kind of fall away. I think for me at the minute, the 2 real contenders would be Josh Hewlett and Ollie Ashelbot. If I had to pick one out of the 2, it'd be Ollie Ashelbot.
Good. I agree with
you. Right.
Craigo for England coach. There is other players obviously knocking around. So like Josh Rourke at Wakey, and there's other players knocking about, but those were on the stats that stood out to me a little bit. Well,
yeah. Or if you can think of anyone else, or there's people that we've missed, or points to for or against, then let us know in the comments down below. I'd love to be able to read those. Right, moving on. Tackle 6 then, Carl, the Williams Weekly. There's a report that's been put out that the Super League's financial reality laid bare as damning comparison made by Football Chief, right? So, in essence, there was a story that related to the biggest earners in Super League being on a par with football teams from League 2, which we know is like 4 tiers below the Premiership, innit? If you include the Premiership, it's 4 tiers.
Yeah.
My question
Who is this guy who felt like he could talk about rugby league anyway?
I can't remember who it is.
Right.
My point is, so how can the peak of our sport be the same as 4 tiers below the top peak in football?
Yeah, but the Premiership football is...
We're not talking about Premiership.
No, hang on a minute. The Premiership football is like one of the biggest sports in the world, innit? So it's right up there, yeah,
but that's Premiership.
Yeah, but it filters down.
Yeah,
it's the same sport, so he's obviously going to filter down.
Okay, well, the next question there is: so I've looked at average attendances for matches because we're looking at the income, right? So they reckon that Leeds being the top earning team about 10 to 11 million every year. St Helens probably that 8.5 million every year income. Wigan 7 to 8 million pounds income every year. But you look at some of the League 2 football teams, and they're generating much more than that. How you look at their attendances?
Yeah, what? Go on. That's like you need to give some context here. What's the attendance of an average attendance?
Similar. In fact, some Super League games. Maybe so. If you get a Wigan 15,000, 16,000, maybe up to 18,000 at home, right? And then you look at some of the League 2 attendances where it's 8,000, 9,000 average on for a match. How are they making more money? I know there's potentially more fans there. How are they? Are they just getting more more money out of the
sponsors.
Same sponsors, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know that doing a bit of digging. Obviously, there's 24 teams to start with. There's only 14 teams in the Super League. There's got to be more games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that season tickets cost
a lot more.
However, I'm trying to think about Bradford City's. Bradford City's quite a good comparison, actually. You got Bradford City and Bradford Bulls, both obviously same city. I think Bradford City did
I think they're League One, though, aren't they?
They are now, but they were only a year or so ago. They were in League Two. Yeah, they've been promoted, haven't they? They were pulling in massive crowds, but their season tickets were one of the cheapest in the league. I can't, and I ain't got the exact price that their season tickets were, but I think it was a case of sell the season tickets pretty cheap,
cram them in,
get the big crowds in, and they're reaping the rewards on shirt sales and food and everything else through the stadium. So. Yeah, it'd be good to do a bit more digging into that. Really.
Most valuable player in League Two is reported to be worth 1.8 million. Right. I don't know what the most valuable player in Super League is, but I'm pretty sure it's not 1.8 million. I think Nathan Cleary is £1 million in NRL.
It's more than that, but yeah, it's not. We're not talking those. It's just football, just different level, innit?
How is it different level? You know, we're a different type of person because we watch rugby league. Have football fans got more money than rugby league fans?
No, but do you know what? I don't think a lot of football clubs, even at League Two, are making any money. They've all got big backers.
No.
I'll tell you an example. We've been Walsall. They're in League Two. That's what you're comparing.
Yeah.
So we went to watch Walsall at Bescott start of the season. Your first ever football match.
There were five people arrested. Someone in the crowd threw a chair at the goalkeeper. Remember that?
A flare as well.
On a flare, he threw a flare on the pitch.
Yeah,
it was absolutely crackers. But I just think that how are they generating more money? Is it literally because they got more backers that they're running at a loss? The sponsorship deals are more.
But even Walsall are backed by some wealthy American oil tycoon from Texas. I'm sure they are. So.
Well, we're gonna back by a huge person, billionaire. You know,
true.
It's we have got wealthy people in the sport. I know we've got little teams.
Do you think it all goes down to like the perception of what people have of rugby league, that it is still a northern sport? And it's not a truly national sport. Do you think there's any of that to do with it?
Yeah,
I think that even like League Two football, it's still the whole country, isn't it?
It is, but just thinking like that it just creates more problems in my mind. It's like, you know, they're looking at like who's going to be the next CEO of the RFL, right? Graham bloody... I know what you're going to say. What's he called?
Graham Taylor.
Graham Taylor was in the running for it.
Turniphead.
Right? So old Turniphead was in the running for it. Well, and we've got talent within the governing body. We've spoke to people. The guy head of Wembley, you know, he's on the board of Rugby League or was. You know, there's loads of commercial talent, and why is it not trickling down? Do you know what I mean?
I do think it's because the perception of the sport is that it's a northern sport. I generally do think that's what it is, and that's why I'm strongly for having teams like Catalan and Toulouse in the sport, and you know, yeah, we do need London.
Of course, we need London.
You know, it comes with extra.
Just the back of commercial enhancement. Really.
Yeah, of having a team in the capital city. It's so all these people who say, "Oh no, we just got to keep it," like you were doing earlier, going, "Let's move Challenge Cup to Manchester or whatever." You know what I mean?
But they're in the team in Manchester, is there? In the centre of Manchester.
Oh, no, true.
They're in the team in a pro team in the centre of Birmingham, like a Super League team in the centre of Birmingham.
Not yet.
You know what I mean?
Not yet.
So like two of the biggest cities in the country. Super League doesn't feature there. I know Salford's on the outskirts.
Don't say that Salford's in Manchester.
No, that wasn't. We will get called Muppets then, but do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I know.
It just annoys me. And then anyway, so total number of fans for League Two, just over 3 million, they reckon, total fans. I don't know how many fans there are for rugby league, but it's got to be close. It's got to be close to that.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is like we've got similar numbers. Why are we not generating similar revenue? And how can we replicate some of that? Or is it just the fact that
It's just soccer.
it's baffling, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate soccer. I'll put it out here now. Almost as much as I hate socks and sliders. It's like the two are intrinsically linked, in my opinion. The amount of like wealthy footballers I've seen turning up to matches in socks and sliders, they should be literally taken out the back and just like buried in a shallow grave.
On that note, we'll see you next week.
No, Carl, before we kind of close the show, by the way, put your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to read them and let me know. Have we got it vastly wrong? Is it right? Does it boil your pee as much as it does ours? Let us know. Carl, what's coming up on the show over the next couple of weeks?
Prediction show is on there. We'll be at Tagfest as well, so we'll have a little bit of a preview of that. And you know what? We've got to get to a stadium and do a from the outside in. We've got to get one in next couple. I know we've been incredibly busy with other stuff we've got going on, but yeah, let's get to a ground and take it in. There's a few good stuff coming on actually. York, I want to get to York. Definitely taking York, and Bradford and Lee play each other, which is like the Vegas warm up.
Oh yeah,
Embrace are playing free game, so maybe get to that one.
Well, Embrace, they're pulling the shirts on, are they?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So until the next video, take care.